Sool Radio, welcome. I have actor and podcaster Ming Chen on the line with me. You may know him from his podcast, I Sell Comics, the show Comic Book Man on AMC, the movie Jay and Silent Bob reboot, or maybe even from the convention circuit. He is going to be at Chronic Con in Rosemont, Illinois, this coming Friday through Sunday, October 10 through 12. How's your day going so far, sir?
My day is great. This whole week has been preparing for Chronicon, though. At like literally everything. I wish I could go right now, but I'm literally ever since last a week or several weeks before, just been prepping for Chronicon, and I can't wait. So I'm very. It's like waiting for Christmas morning, man. It's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I was there last year. It was definitely an experience. What was possibly your favorite day or event or moment of that
I
from
got a
last
couple.
year?
Friday night, me and Brian O'Halloran from Clerks, guy who played Dante in Clerks. We hosted a karaoke party, and it was awesome. Now, me and Brian, we do a lot of cons together, and when we're together, either we host karaoke at the con, or if they don't have that, usually find us at a local karaoke bar doing karaoke. So the fact that Chronicon has put together 2 years in a row a VIP karaoke party to kind of kick off everything Friday night is, I mean, it just makes sense. But not only that, you got two guys who truly love singing karaoke, hosting karaoke, being wherever people are doing karaoke. So that was definitely a highlight. Number two, I just love that I was in a whole room full of Kevin Smith fans. I've been to listen, I've been to cons. I made it over 300 of them, 400 I lost count. And I'll meet Kevin Smith fans, obviously here and there, and comic book man fans. But to have a whole convention dedicated to Kevin Smith and everything Kevin Smith related was it was basically a dream come true. Um, when I first saw Clerks in 1995, all I wanted to do was find other Kevin Smith fans, and at the time I couldn't because nobody knew who he was.
And that's how you
And
got to know Kevin to begin with, right? You started that Clerks website in
yeah,
'96.
yeah, I made a Clerks fan website, and the goal wasn't really to meet Kevin, although that's always a goal. The goal was to see if there are any other Clerks fans out in the world, and I figured the easiest way to reach them is if I made a Clerks fan website, which would hit all corners of the globe, and I would meet other fans. And sure enough, I did. And then I met Kevin, which was cool. So
What was that first interaction with him like? Do you remember?
it was pretty cool. So as he tells me, he went to an internet cafe one day when those existed back in the '90s. Asked the barista, like, "Hey, can you help me navigate this internet thing? I've never really been on it." And so he got a quick lesson. Then he was like, "Hey, I heard there are these clerks, these websites. There might be one dedicated to some of my stuff." And he pulled up mine, and as he told me, he was blown away by it. And he had someone send out an email to me on his behalf, which basically said, "Hey, call me tomorrow. I want to talk. I saw your website." And that was pretty much the first interaction. It's been pretty amazing since then. So that was back, I believe, like February 1995, 96, and I've interacted. I've been working with him since almost
That's
30 years
incredible.
now.
Jesus, the time sure does fly. I am going to get back to the whole internet culture real
Yeah,
quick, but just while it's still on my mind, I do want to go back to that karaoke night because
yeah.
I'm glad to hear it's still coming back. That was my favorite part of the weekend as
Oh
well.
yeah, nice man.
I had Raquel Castro from Jersey Girl on this show like a few months after that. And I wound up teasing her a little bit for being like the person at karaoke who knows how to sing.
Oh yeah, I I constantly meet people who go to they're like, oh, I don't do karaoke. Why not? I can't sing. It's like, well,
Yeah.
karaoke is for people who can't sing. If you can sing, you go start a band or something, or you go, you'll go perform in bars or something, or whatever, or you'll go record. So I always make fun of the people who go to karaoke and they knock it out of the park because they have range, they've had training, they've been
Oh
in a
yeah.
band, they can sing. It's cool. It's cool to see them, but in the end, they're just showing off, and I always make fun of them.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I did. She did this like incredible rendition of Carrie Underwood's "Before He Cheats," and
Hmm.
when she came on the show a couple months later, I just completely ambushed her with "Who do you think you are?"
Yeah, come on, come on.
Yeah,
Why you
like
gotta make us look like that? I'm off key. I can barely follow the lyrics, but I'm having fun, and that's why I do it,
yeah,
and that's
like
why
I
I
was up
encourage.
there butchering the thong song, and like it
Dude, you
was.
were awesome. You were
I
awesome.
appreciate you.
Very, very rarely do you see anyone get the courage to knock out Little Cisco, and you did it.
I mean, it's kind of a cheat code of a song because it's three verses, but it's all the same verse, so
But
you
you
don't need to worry
still,
about the words.
and listen, you might know the words, you might have heard the song a million times. If you don't go up there and sing it with heart, though, it doesn't matter. And you, my friend, you brought the heart, you brought the heat, you brought the thong, my friend. Well
I'm
done.
so glad you remember.
How could you
uh,
forget?
so when I talked to Trevor Furman, who played Elias in Clerks 2 and 3 at the convention last year, and you can actually check this out on my channel, he detailed a night out with you like the night before the start of the convention that like ended in Malort shots, and I guess he went to the Malort factory the morning after and he was back too hungover. Do you have any plans to like top that night before this year?
Every time we go out, we try to make it better than the last. And yes, we are definitely gonna top that. Now, Chronic Gun is in Chicago. It's been in Chicago the last 2 years,
Mhm.
and a lot of people ask me, "So, well, why does Kevin do it in New Jersey? Isn't that where the universe is?" And for years, Kevin has wanted to throw a con here in Jersey, right by the Stash, Jen Silent Bob's Secret Stash, by the Smod Castle, by the Quick Stop. It would make a lot of sense. However, there is no venue here large enough to hold a Chronicon. We don't really we don't really have a convention center in Red Bank, New Jersey. We have them 30 miles away or in New York City, but nothing big enough where it would be immediately in town. And I think that was kind of the roadblock the years leading up to Chronic. That's why Kevin didn't throw his own convention until he met the guys who run Astronomicon. And I probably have to give them the credit. Like, hey, why don't we do it in Chicago? Because if you do it in Chicago, it's centrally located. Anywhere and wherever you live in the U.S., you can be in Chicago in three hours. And I thought it was a brilliant move. And Chicago's got a lot to offer. Chicago's a great city. It's one of my favorite cities to explore. I love doing conventions there because I'll do the convention, and then when the convention's over, we'll do if there are any after hours stuff, we'll do that, and then we go downtown and we tear it up down there. There's something for everybody in that great city.
I've lived
Food,
out here my
booze,
whole life, and I
music,
definitely
whatever.
have my gripes about it, but that is one of the upsides. It's just like the live music scene, the comedy scene, the convention scene. Like, there truly is nothing like it.
Yeah, it's
And not
really
that I want to take ChronicCon away from Chicago because it would become way harder for me to get out there. But the last time I was in New Jersey was actually for Sopranos Con out in, it was
Edison
like either right before
or
COVID or
Secaucus.
right
Yeah,
after COVID.
yeah,
And having it at the Meadowlands racetrack was kind of brilliant. So, like, it has the space and it's not always being used. Just saying.
yeah. That's about an hour north of us. It could happen. But if Chronic is in Chicago every year, I will not complain. I can fly there in an hour and a half. And again, the nightlife there is amazing. We always take a crew out. We always have a great time.
Oh, yeah,
And
you're a 25-minute drive from me this
yeah,
weekend. I'm so
great.
excited. So after, so you mentioned making a Clerks fan site, and that led to your near 30-year professional relationship with Kevin Smith. I feel like you were involved and party to a lot of like pioneering moments that have kind of evolved into these cultural mainstays that people even kind of take for granted, like internet fan culture and cinematic universes and movies, which is kind of the unsung hero of cinematic universes is the Viewers universe. I don't think that gets the credit it deserves. Do you how do you feel about so many of these things that you were on the ground floor of being as mainstream as they are? Are you proud of how far it's come, or do you miss it kind of being more of a niche counterculture?
No, I've always been the proponent. The more, the merrier. I come from a time, and I come from a place in my life where I was a nerd, and we didn't have a lot of. There weren't a lot of nerds back in the day. Um, I read comic books. I watched sci-fi. I watched Kevin Smith movies, and initially those weren't mainstream. They weren't very popular. The comic book and toy thing, the pop culture thing, that even got looked down upon. Where people are like, oh yeah, those guys are nerds. We don't associate with them. We don't invite those guys to parties. We don't hang out with those guys. We look down on those guys. And that was, as recent as 20, 15, 20 years ago, until pop culture and nerd culture got cool.
Hmm.
And it was very isolating. You couldn't just go out and find another fan of whatever you were into, because either you would get laughed at, get made fun of, get ostracized, or just get ignored. And so the rare times you did find other people who were into the same stuff you hung on to that, and you treasured that, and you kind of that became your crew. It's kind of like my life in high school. I had a class of
Yeah.
400, 500 people. Only two guys knew who the X-Men were, and those are the guys
Hmm.
I hung out with. So now that all of this is cool, and that we can go into a convention center and hang out with 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 people who don't give me that blank stare when I talk about adamantium, the force, flux capacitors. When I say the word snoochie boochies, I don't get a blank stare. It's awesome. So the more, I'm always a proponent of the more the merrier. And I kind of, as far as being a pioneer at the forefront, I had no idea this was going to be like this. I just did it because I loved it. I wanted
Yeah.
to find other people who felt the same way I did, and it worked out. And I am very proud of all this though. So Kevin Smith, I built after I met him, I built a website for his production company, and the main thing that he wanted on this website was a way to communicate with fans. And I built a message board for him where people could post questions and he could go answer them whenever he had time. And at the time, pretty sure he was the only and the first celebrity who went online and interacted with fans. I don't remember anybody of his stature, anybody who would even touched Hollywood or had any sort of popularity, who went and interacted with fans like that. So the fact that I helped him do that, I'm definitely very proud of that. Now we have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Discord, you name it. There are multiple ways to communicate with whoever you admire. But back when we started, we didn't really have that. So I'm very proud that I was kind of a social media manager even before there was any social media. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
pretty
The
cool.
back in the GeoCities days.
Oh yeah, yeah, GeoCities, AOL chat rooms, and then there were message boards, and that was pretty much it. We didn't have these fancy pants Facebook groups and Discord and what Substacks. I don't know. We didn't have all this,
Yeah.
so
Like who has the time for that now?
yeah.
Like it's. Now, have you ever gone on like the Wayback Machine website just to look up old shit you've
Oh yeah,
designed like
yeah,
20
yeah.
plus years
Absolutely, I
ago?
do. I I,
Because I
I
was
always.
literally doing that the other night and looked at like snapshots of my old GeoCities site from like 03, 02.
Oh yeah, it's a cool way to go back. It's like, oh, was that what I was thinking 20, 30 years ago? What happened to that guy?
Yeah.
Or oh, I'm still that same guy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I absolutely go back. They always say don't dwell in the past, but I love looking back. I love nostalgia. I absolutely love seeing what went on in my head 20, 15, 20 years ago. It's
Oh
great.
yeah. It's like, wow, I really thought that Matrix background was a good idea, huh? Oh, is that what I thought a semicolon
Oh,
did?
I
Okay.
mean, hey, back in '99, man, it was a great idea. So I don't blame anybody one bit for that. And
Oh yeah,
honestly, I go
100%.
back and like, really haven't changed that much.
No, I'm glad the minimalist thing is sort of I I appreciate it for what it is, but I'm glad that there are other options starting to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Dogma, the movie that Kevin Smith recently got the rights back to, and has been re-released and has been on the road. It can you number one, how has the movie's resurgence this year been for you? I know that you were an extra on the set. Can you tell me about that experience?
Oh yeah. So if you watch the movie Dogma, about halfway in, there's a scene where Linda Fiorentino as Bethany and Chris Rock. Uh, they're looking for Jay and Silent Bob. They're like, where do those two go? And they find him at a dilapidated strip club. And if you look at the scene, you'll see at the rail in front of the stage, there's Jay, there's Silent Bob, and then there's this little Asian guy. This little Asian guy is me. And way back in 1998, Kevin called me. He was like, "Hey, can you be in Pittsburgh in 3 days? I want to put you in my new movie Dogma." And I was like, "Yeah, totally." So I drove over to Pittsburgh, went to the address he specified. It was a beat up strip club, and I get there and I see Kevin. I was like, "Hey, this is cool. Is this the scene?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put you in the scene here." And I'm like, "Cool. I'm gonna throw in the background or something. That would be cool." And he's like, "No, no, no. I got something even better planned for you." And so what's that? He's like, "Well, the strip scene takes place at a strip club. I'm gonna put you next to me and Jay, dressed as Jay and Silent Bob. Linda Fiorentino and Chris Rock are gonna come in, and then Selma Hayek's gonna come out, and she's gonna take her clothes off, and I want you to act like you're enjoying it. Can you do it? Do you have it in you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, Kevin. That's pretty hard, man. That's going to require a lot of acting chops. I don't know if I can do this honestly and effectively."
Yeah, this is going to be a
I'm,
stretch for me on a
yeah,
thespian level.
yeah. I might have to go full like Robert De Niro method. Might have to go visit strip clubs to prepare for this role. But I'll knock it out of the park for you.
Is
And
that in the budget, Kevin? Can we get like $301
yeah,
bills?
yeah.
This
Can
is
I get
this is for
some
the
flash
role.
money, some research money? Yeah. But so that's the scene I'm in. It was amazing. It was awesome. Definitely one of the top 5 moments of my life for sure. And I got to be in a Kevin Smith movie. And so that movie came out in 1999 in November. It was great. Went to go see it in the theater. Brought all my friends. Came out on DVD. Bought copies of that so I could see myself. And that was pretty much it, or so I thought. But this year, the 25th anniversary, it got re-released, my friends. It hit the big
Hmm.
screen. Kevin went on tour. There's this huge UHD 4K DVD coming out before Christmas this year with a huge package with T-shirts and pins and posters. It's going to be amazing. But listen, you never know when something you did a long time ago is going to come back and be awesome again, or continue to be awesome. And yeah, I never thought that Dogma would hit the big screen again. That I could go to a movie theater and watch myself, a young Ming Chen, up on the big screen. So that was pretty cool.
Number one, you said huge package, and that made me smile.
Oh yeah,
And but that's incredible. Yeah, it's one of those like you got to go there to come back moments.
yeah,
And fast
it's really
forward to
cool.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot, in which I feel like you you made it when you can play yourself in a fictional movie. What was that? How was that experience
You
for
know,
you?
I never thought of it that way, but I guess yeah, I guess that it is when you've built your resume so great that one day they want you to go and just play yourself, and it works out. I guess it worked out for Julia Roberts in Ocean's 12. It's worked out in a number of movies where big, huge actors get to go play themselves. It was an awesome experience. I treasure any moment where Kevin puts me in a movie, but this time I got to do it with the other comic book men, which was cool. And the whole experience, start to finish, was great. So the experience starts before we even get there. So Walt Flanagan doesn't fly, and it's the reason he doesn't do any conventions because he doesn't fly. So in that case, the movie shot in New Orleans. We're in New Jersey. How are we going to get down there? And we came up with the idea, was like, well, let's just rent a van and we'll all drive down there and back together. So it was cool. It was like a 2 day road trip going down and back. That was cool. We shot some footage, recorded some stuff for a podcast, which was cool. And then we get down there and we get thrust in a fake convention called Chronicon, in which the comic book men are doing a reunion panel, and we get to play ourselves. And that was awesome. And we actually got to act with a major comedic actor, a Dietrich Bader, who you may know as Rex Kwon Do from Napoleon Dynamite, or the neighbor in Office Space, from the Drew Carey Show, from a number of things. He's been in the voice of Batman. Guy's done everything, and he was in the scene as well. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, we kind of laughed like, "Ha, Chronicon!" Like what a great name for a fake convention.
Yeah.
And the way he had it set up, it did feel like a real con. He had vendors, he had booths, we had the panel rooms. Felt like a real con. And fast forward 5 years later, Chronicon is real, my friends. And I love it. I love when things start out as a joke and then become real. It's the best.
Is there anybody you're especially excited to hang out with this weekend?
There is. The guest lineup is amazing. Last year was super amazing. Brought out a lot of the Views universe characters, alumni, and a lot of people from Kevin's movies. This year we got a lot of people who hadn't been there before. So Jason Lee, who was a great convention guest, Ethan Suplee from we have basically a whole Mallrats reunion. I think, and there's
and
a
my
panel.
name is Earl.
Yeah, and my name is Earl. But on Saturday, I believe at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, is a Mallrats reunion panel, and it's pretty much everybody. The gathering, I think it's 6, maybe 7 Mallrats cast members, and I don't believe a gathering that big has happened since the movie Mallrats was filmed in 1995. So that's pretty amazing. I'm excited to see that many Mallrats cast members reunited on one stage. And I just got asked to moderate that panel, so that's really cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I think everybody coming I've met before, with the exception of King, the formerly named Dwight Ewell. He's now named King Mustafa, I believe. I can't pronounce his whole name, which is why I want to meet him. I need the proper pronunciation of his name.
Yeah.
But the guy played Hooper X in Chasing Amy. I've not gotten to sit down and actually talk to him, so I'm excited to meet him. And but I believe everybody else I've met and spent time with, but I'm really, really excited to see them again. Jeremy London, Renee Humphrey, Brian O'Halloran, obviously. Everybody. I'm excited to see them.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to be there for that Mallrats panel. That was obviously a formative movie.
Yeah.
I was also like a massive fan of My Name is Earl.
Oh yeah.
And so seeing
you got 3 of the cast members
Jason
from there.
and Ethan and then Jamie Presley being there too is especially exciting.
Yeah,
and
really cool, man. Really cool.
Joey Lord and Adams, like on top of Chasing Amy. I love Big Daddy growing up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good weekend.
It's going to be great.
What else do I have?
Yeah, ask away if anything.
So Comic Book Man hasn't been running since 2018, and this culture of reboots and sequels has there been any talks of reviving it in some way, even as like a web series or a video podcast?
Nothing official, but here's the thing. Every convention I go to, and I'm going to hit 34 of them this year, and out on the street or wherever I go, people are like, hey, when are you guys coming back? Bring back Comic Book Man. When are you bringing it back? And if I had the power to, I would. I think that would take a few factors before it came back. But the fact that I keep hearing that people want it back, that people would watch it if it came back, that's very, very encouraging. And I'm a big believer in manifestation. If you say something out in the world that you want to happen, there's a better chance of it happening. So the fact that we have that out in the world is very encouraging. I think all of us would love to see it come back, and it's just gotta hit the right ears and the right people with the right pocketbooks, and I think it'll happen. Or when they start running out of ideas and they're like, hey, what happened to those 4 knuckleheads over in the comic book shop? That guy Kevin Smith, those guys still around? What happened to their show? Let's bring it back. Yeah, I think in this, like you said, in this world of reboots and continuations and nostalgia, I think we come back at some point.
And you have the added element of Smodcastle now being a thing. And now the show
Exactly.
could go between Secret Stash and Smod Castle, and
Yeah,
that's a whole. There's a lot of potential there.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Nice. Well, Ming, thank you so much for taking
Of
the time
course.
out.
Always,
It
man.
is an absolute honor. I will be sure to bombard you several times this weekend.
Yeah, I'll see you up on that karaoke stage, my friend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, okay, no scrubs or who let the dogs out. I'm just taking it to a vote with a bunch of people.
Oh man, both great songs. Wow, I gotta give a little bit. I gotta lean toward North Scrubs a little bit though.
Okay, no scrubs is winning pretty unanimously
Yeah.
right now, so that's probably what I'm going with.
I mean, Will the Dogs Out, great song, but lyrically, spiritually, No Scrubs is the much better song.
Yeah, like would it be cultural appropriation for me to sing "Who Let the Dogs Out"? I don't know where the lines are.
Absolutely not. If you
Okay,
love it,
cool.
sing it. Be careful of the lyrics, but yes, you're good.
Okay. Plus, there's like crowd participation with that because I can have everyone else do the barking, and now everyone's having fun.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, Ming, always a pleasure, sir. I will see you real soon.
Can't wait.
Ming Chen, you get chronicconforreal.com. Tickets are still for sale. It is this coming weekend. Today is Tuesday, October 7th. This will be up and available to view the following day, October 8th. You have time. You have no excuse. Amtrak tickets are cheap-ish. Go do the thing.
Oh yeah, take the blue line out from the city. All right, grab a flight. Flights to Chicago are not that expensive, so
Yeah,
you have
search the
time.
city the night before for Ming. Causing shenanigans. That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, and it's a weekend that you won't forget for sure.